When we first moved into the old house at the edge of town, I was excited. The place had character, creaky wooden floors, a grand staircase, and even an attic filled with dusty relics of the past. It felt like stepping back in time. But there was one thing I hadn't noticed until we lived there a few weeks: the door. It was small, almost hidden at the end of the second floor hallway. I could have sworn it wasn't there before. The first time I saw it, I assumed it was just a closet or a storage space, but when I tried the handle, it was locked. No key on the ring fit, and even when my husband tried to force it open, it wouldn't budge. We decided it was just stuck. Old houses have their quirks after all. A few nights later, I woke up to a faint sound. At first I thought it was the wind, but it was too rhythmic, too deliberate, a soft, slow tapping. My heart pounded as I realized it was coming from the hallway, from behind that door. I tried to ignore it, telling myself it was just the house settling, but the tapping grew louder each night. One night I finally gathered the courage to investigate. With a flashlight in hand, I crept down the hallway. The door looked the same as always, small, unassuming. But when I put my ear to it, the tapping stopped. Instead, I heard something else, a whisper, just barely audible. I jumped back, my breath catching in my throat. The door was now slightly ajar. I hadn't heard it open. It was just open. I should have turned back, woken up my husband, or even just left the house. But something compelled me to push the door wider, revealing a narrow staircase leading down into the darkness. I hadn't noticed this staircase when we first explored the house. Shaking, I descended the steps. The air grew colder with each step, and the smell of damp earth filled my nose. The stairs led to a small, dimly lit room. At the center was an old wooden table, and on it, a single object, an ancient, leather-bound book. I reached for it, my hand trembling, when the door at the top of the stairs slammed shut. Panic surged through me. I raced back up the stairs, pounding on the door, but it wouldn't open. Then the tapping started again, this time right behind me. I spun around, my flashlight beam flickering. In the dim light, I saw something move in the corner of the room, something that shouldn't have been there, a shadow that didn't belong. It whispered my name. My scream caught in my throat as I bolted back to the door, throwing my weight against it. Finally, it gave way, and I stumbled back into the hallway.